Welcome back to Marriage or Hell Nah. Fellas, we got an exciting video on the channel here today because who are we talking about? We are going to be talking about none other than Mrs. Karrueche Tran. Now, she had some interesting comments to say here over the weekend. And I think that, fellas, we just got to listen to it because as I read this article and I even seen the video that she did, it became clear to me that this is a classic case of when a beautiful woman wastes her beauty and makes bad choices, then later on in life, the shit just starts to bite her right back in the ass. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. But before I get going, I got to do two things, bro. These disclaimers are definitely helping the video, man. They're not getting flagged as much. But, bro, this video is not to promote harm to anybody. We're just taking an ocular assessment. Then we're going to be able to talk about it as a community. We wish nobody no harm, no judgment, anything like this. We're just talking about the behaviors that this woman has been displaying. But let me just also say shout out to everybody who's been subscribing to the channel. Bro, we're growing rapidly and it's really all down thanks to you guys. So Team Marriage or Hell Nah family, it means a lot to me. Thank you so much. But without further ado, let's get into the story, baby. So, fellas, as you guys can see right here from the headline, that the beautiful Miss Karrueche Tran is not suitable for dating men in 2022, calling them distracted. So, this article, I think, comes to us from the UAE Times, interesting source. And let's kind of get into what they're saying here. If you want to take Karrueche Tran off the market in 2022, think again. The model and actress told Instagram users on Saturday that she will go on a special diet next year. Obviously, this diet includes cutting off men. Now, that part I could just laugh about, but we're going to save our laughter to the end of the video or towards till we get to the reaction part of the video. And it seems that her half line dietary reference has caused some frenzy. She later explained her comments on a camera in a series of Instagram story posts. After the one line post, Karrueche clarified that she did not hate men. Now, we might have to ask ourselves to slow down right there. Why does she have to clarify that she didn't hate men? Because we more than likely know that it was a bunch of women saying, yeah, you go, girl. You don't need no man. Forget all these men. These men are bums. So that she had to clarify things. And shout out to Karrueche for even doing that. But I guarantee you the only reason why she even did that is because she heard the single woman brigade out there saying, go, Karrueche, you don't need no man. She also said that she was not spoiled by some guy, implying that her post had nothing to do with heartbreak. Instead, she talked about the power of being single. Now, this is going to get interesting because let's just get into it, fellas.
Good morning, guys. All right, I just want to clear up what I meant by my post. I don't hate men. I'm not like getting done dirty out here by some dude or anything like that. I just feel that there is so much power in being alone, being content with being alone, and not being dependent on a man for.
I'm just going to stop it right there real quickly. Now, just ask yourself this. Doesn't this sound a lot like what Brittany Renner was just saying on DJ Vlad? It sounds identical. And what we're starting to notice is that these women who have trouble finding relationships after they have tried two or three, or they're noticing that they're not getting the same status of men, they will often go to this level. I'm going to let her continue because we're going to take more notes along the way.
Validation or to feel good about myself or to feel fulfilled. And sometimes I do feel that way. And I do love the attention from men, but it's also unnecessary. And also, men are a distraction.
Now, notice how she laughed there, right? Now, I'm going to be honest about something, right? She's absolutely right about relationships can be a distraction, bro. Like as a single guy who runs around this concrete jungle that I run around in rather, I mean a lot of women, bro, and trying to date them all and be intimate with them all and still try to find time for my hobbies, find time to make these videos, find time for me to put in my 70 hours at work. It can be a distraction. But for her, notice how she just laughed right there. Karrueche is absolutely beautiful, right? But what she means by distractions in this case is that it has nothing to do with distractions of dealing with a man. I think it's more about the distractions of the men that she chooses to deal with. But let's let her keep going.
Sorry, I hate to say it. And next year, I don't need no distractions.
Now, I want to further the point that she was talking about here in this video is that let's see how long she absolutely lasts with this logic of thinking. Now, Karuchi's fine enough to be like, okay, I want to focus on myself. But the one thing Karuchi is not being honest about, in my opinion, is that Karuchi has wasted a lot of her youth. She spent time in this relationship that she claims was so bad at the time, right? She also spent a significant amount of years in this relationship, right? But then now Karuchi realizes that she's probably going to struggle to get those caliber of guys that she got before. So now she's trying to push this idea, which is very similar to what we heard Brittany Renner say. And these women are often going to be talking about that they just want to love themselves, be single by themselves, or they got all of these standards. But fellas, the part that I want you to focus on is simply this. These women know that they're not this woman anymore. See, Karuchi, when she was first coming up, Karuchi was beautiful. She still is very good looking. Nobody's doubting that. But to give you the impression that she has the ability just to take off time outside of dating, no, she doesn't. Now, she can focus on being single and trying to improve herself or whatever, but we know that that's the case. Most women just make up when when they really don't have the options that they really once had before. It'd be different if you're a man out there and you're looking for Karuchi, but you get the Karuchi that you're looking at on the screen right now. And so many women will waste their beauty, even though Karuchi is very attractive now. But Karuchi knows in her heart of hearts that she isn't this girl anymore. So she's gonna have a tough time attracting that Victor Cruz or that Chris Brown anytime soon. Then another point I want to talk about, and this is going to end it on a very lighter note, is simply this. Karuchi know damn well that ain't nobody really interested in who she's dating. And women like this talk about, oh, I want to be single and I'm just going to do this and love myself single and be happy with myself. That's fine if they want to do that. But this is the one thing that we as fellas already know. Are they saying, hey, I'm just going to be single and not see any dudes? You think that they not gonna be out here chasing some D, getting some D from somewhere so they could be single, but in other words, they just might be running around the carousel. And that's what we got to tell ourselves in all honesty. So my point being in closing is simply this. Any woman that is as beautiful as Karuchi is should not be making the mistakes that she made in those relationships. Then turn around when she's older thinking that she's going to be able to attract the guys that she attracted much younger. No, that's not going to be the case. So if ladies want to avoid some of the mistakes that Karuchi and other beautiful women like Brittany Renner have had in these relationships, look, stop wasting your beauty making dumb decisions because then you'll be all right and you'll find a good guy. But until then, this is where you might find yourself in a few years. She still looks good, not as good as she used to look, but she gonna have a tough time attracting the man that she used to be able to attract. And that's just simply that. Until the next time, fellas, I'm out. Peace.